Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you want to improve your English through emotional, romantic and interesting stories, then you are in the perfect place. Today's story is very special. It is about a girl who went to the beach alone, but that day changed her life forever. So relax, improve your English, and enjoy today's emotional love story. Let's begin. The evening sky looked beautiful. Orange sunlight covered the beach, and the sound of the waves made everything peaceful. People were walking near the water. Some were laughing. Some were taking pictures, and some were sitting quietly with their loved ones. But I was alone. My name is Emma, and that day I only wanted peace. I slowly walked across the soft sand while holding my shoes in one hand. The cool wind touched my face gently. Life had become difficult for me recently. I felt tired, confused, and lonely. My friends always talked about relationships and love stories, but I never experienced anything like that. Sometimes I wondered if real love even existed. I sat down near the ocean and looked at the sunset silently. The waves moved slowly toward me again and again. For a moment, I forgot all my problems. Then suddenly, I felt someone standing behind me. At first, I ignored it, but a few seconds later, I heard a deep voice. "Excuse me." I quickly turned around. A tall boy was standing there wearing a black hoodie and blue jeans. His hair moved softly in the wind, and his eyes looked calm but serious. "You dropped this," he said. I looked down and saw my bracelet in his hand. "Oh, thank you," I replied softly. He smiled a little. "You seem lost." His words surprised me. "What do you mean?" "I don't know," he said. "You just look sad." Nobody had ever noticed my sadness so quickly before. I looked away nervously. "Maybe I'm just tired." "Maybe," he replied quietly. For a few seconds, neither of us spoke. Then he sat down beside me. Normally, I hated when strangers sat close to me. But somehow, I didn't feel uncomfortable with him. "My name is Daniel," he said. "I'm Emma." "Nice to meet you, Emma." His voice sounded warm and honest. We started talking slowly. At first, the conversation was simple. Favorite foods, movies, music, school life. But little by little, the conversation became deeper. Daniel told me he loved visiting the beach because it helped him think clearly. "It feels peaceful here," he said while looking at the ocean. I nodded. "That's why I come here too." The wind became stronger. My hair moved across my face and I tried to fix it awkwardly. Daniel laughed softly. "You're fighting with the wind." I laughed too. It was the first real smile I had given in many days. And strangely, seeing me smile made him smile too. Time passed quickly. The sky slowly became darker, and the golden sunset turned into soft evening light. I looked at my phone. Almost 2 hours had passed. "Wow," I whispered. "What happened?" Daniel asked. "We've been talking for so long." He smiled. "That's because you're interesting." My cheeks became warm. No boy had ever said something like that to me before. Suddenly, the wind became cold. Without thinking, I crossed my arms to keep warm. Daniel noticed immediately. "Are you cold?" "A little." He quietly removed his hoodie jacket and placed it around my shoulders. "You don't have to. It's okay," he interrupted gently. The hoodie smelled fresh and warm. My heart started beating faster. Why was I feeling so nervous around him? Maybe because his kindness felt real. Not fake, not forced. Real. We continued walking slowly near the water. The sunlight reflected beautifully on the ocean. Everything felt magical. Then suddenly, a large wave moved toward us faster than expected. I stepped back quickly, but I slipped on the wet sand. Before I could fall, Daniel grabbed my hand tightly and pulled me toward him. For 1 second, everything stopped. I was standing extremely close to him, so close that I could hear his breathing. My heart raced wildly. He looked directly into my eyes. And then, without saying a word, he hugged me. I froze completely. My eyes widened in shock. I could feel his heartbeat against mine. The sound of the ocean disappeared around me. For a moment, I didn't know what to do. I was scared, confused, but strangely, I also felt safe. Very safe. Daniel slowly moved back after a few seconds. "I'm sorry," he said nervously. I thought you were going to fall." I looked at him quietly. His face looked nervous now, almost worried, and somehow that made the moment feel even more genuine. "It's okay," I whispered. There was silence between us again, but this silence felt different. It felt emotional, deep, important. Daniel looked down for a second before speaking again. "Can I tell you something honestly?" I nodded slowly. "When I first saw you sitting alone here," he said quietly, "I felt like I already knew you somehow." I didn't know why, but his words touched my heart deeply. "No one ever talks to me like this," I admitted softly. "Maybe no one really sees you," he replied. My heart melted after hearing that. For the first time in a long time, I felt understood. We sat together near the water again. The cool wind blew around us softly. I looked at Daniel carefully. There was kindness in his eyes. Not arrogance. Not fake confidence. Just kindness. And maybe that was the reason I trusted him so quickly. "Can I ask you something?" he said. "Sure. Do you believe in destiny?" I smiled slightly. "I don't know. I think I do," he replied while looking at me. "Why?" "Because meeting you today doesn't feel normal." I looked away shyly. My heart was beating faster again. Suddenly my phone rang. It was my mother. "Emma, where are you?" she asked immediately. "At the beach. It's getting late. Come home now." "Okay." I ended the call slowly. "I should leave," I said quietly. Daniel looked disappointed for a moment. "Oh." Neither of us moved. It felt strange, like neither of us wanted the day to end. Finally, Daniel spoke again. "Wait." I leapt back. "Can I get your number?" For a second, I forgot how to breathe. No boy had ever asked for my number before. I tried to stay calm. "Okay." A bright smile appeared on his face instantly. After saving my number, he looked at me and said softly, "I'm really happy I met you today." I smiled too. "Me too." As I walked away, I turned around one last time. Daniel was still standing there near the ocean, watching me quietly. And somehow, that moment stayed inside my heart forever. That evening, I couldn't stop thinking about him. His smile, his voice, the hug, everything felt unreal. Then suddenly, my phone vibrated. Unknown number. I smiled immediately. I already knew it was him. I opened the message. "Did you reach home safely?" I bit my lip and smiled. "Yes." A few seconds later, another message appeared. Good. I was worried about you. My heart melted instantly. That evening, we talked for hours. About dreams, family, childhood memories, fear, love, everything. Talking to him felt easy, natural, comfortable, and little by little, he became the favorite part of my day. Every morning I waited for his messages. Every evening I smiled while talking to him. 1 week later, he sent another text. Can we meet at the beach again tomorrow? I stared at the message for several seconds before replying. Yes. The next day I arrived early, but Daniel was already there waiting for me. This time, he was holding 2 coffees. You're smiling today, he said. Maybe because I'm happy, and maybe because you missed me? I laughed shyly. Maybe. We walked together near the ocean again while talking and laughing. Everything felt easier now, more comfortable, more special. Then suddenly, Daniel stopped walking. Emma? Yes? He looked nervous. Very nervous. I think I need to tell you something. I stayed quiet. He took a deep breath. I think I'm falling in love with you. My heart almost stopped. The cool wind moved softly around us. The sunlight reflected beautifully on the water. And in that moment, nothing else mattered. I looked into his eyes and smiled softly. You know something funny? What? I think I'm falling in love with you too. The biggest smile appeared on his face. And a few seconds later, he hugged me again. But this time, I hugged him back. Thank you so much for listening to today's story. I hope you enjoyed it and learned some new English words and expressions. If you enjoyed this romantic story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel with your friends. See you in the next story.